a grant, and that would help them make the final determination as far as the viability of it. Where does that stand now?
That's right. So they have applied for a grant. It's a sort of a grouping of mayors and counties and states. What they would be applying to do is to get the grant to do the initial set of studies, which would lead to opening the service. And so that announcement is likely in November or December. So we're waiting to hear in November or December from the Federal Railroad Administration on whether they would be approved to do that study for the next step. And it feels like a long time to do these kinds of things, but the studies are important to make sure that everything's being done in the right way. But that's our next milestone, is we're looking for some kind of announcement in November, thereabouts, probably the end of November, on whether this project will get funded for a study. Now, you hear it go by several names, but I-20 is kind of the common one. It's the I-20 corridor, and so you'll hear that thrown around a lot. And that's why the advocacy workshop is so important, because we have 13 communities that are going to be served by this segment between Meridian and really Fort Worth. And so everybody who lives there, works there, goes to school there, has an interest in any of those 13 places, they're the ones who are going to be sort of front line in making sure that not only the study gets done, but that the next phase gets funded, that we do actually go through with having this train run from Meridian to Fort Worth. The people who are going to be most affected are the ones that need to raise their hands. And that's why we do these advocacy workshops around the country, and it's why we exist. It's why our association was created in 1967, to give individual people the tools and the power to help make these things a reality in the country.
And that's why people in Meridian need to attend this workshop and get the tools they need to help support this venture for Meridian. These things never come about, at least not without great difficulty, unless local communities participate. And there are many ways they can participate. But if the local community is not interested in the development, then it's probably not going to happen. And we need to make sure that the federal agencies get the message loud and clear that the people of Meridian support this new development and this extension of the Crescent Line from Meridian to Dallas.
And we got about
Worth.
30 seconds left. So what can the community do to kind of get involved? I know they can go to the 3 Foot and to some of these meetings, but what else can they do to kind of advocate this?
They can go to railpassengers.org. That's our website. They could become a member. They could become a supporter. We have lots of information on our website, lots of tools to help people become sort of more knowledgeable and better advocates. But if you join, if you sign up to be a member of the association, you can be connected to all of our resources and all of our materials, and we can help you wherever you live to make that case for rail.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Matthews.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks
See you
for
next week.
I appreciate that.
See you next week, Maureen.
Bye.
All right. Maureen, thanks for coming by to see us this morning.
Oh, it's been grand. I haven't been on the radio for a while, and I miss it. I'm an old radio person.
Back in the saddle.
That's right. Give me some headphones and a mic,
Right.
and you
You're
can't
happy.
get rid of me.
There we go. We're going to take a break for Fox News at the top of the hour, and we'll get back to more of your phone calls at 485-9191 after this. All right, welcome back in. It is Mornings in Meridian. And yes, we are back online on Facebook after had to do some surgery there in the last few minutes of our interview there. So
triage did well.
yeah, it amazes me. One thing crashes and then everything says, you know what, I'm just going to follow that one.
I don't want to work either. Is it Monday?
I'm like,
I'm going to stay in bed.
I always said, just go. And it'll all work out somehow, some way.
Or then it doesn't work
Then
out.
it doesn't
Either
work out,
way,
and that's when you throw a
It will
fit.
work out or it won't. But yeah, that's...
We do have a theme here in the building. We're going to gripe about it, but we're still going to do it. We're going to figure out a way to
that's
fix
our
it.
theme in the restaurant business. How about that?
Exactly. We're going to gripe about it. We're
We'll
going
get
to
to complain, but we'll get it done.
We'll get it done. So, but we're back on Facebook, of course, WALTmeridian.com, and on the radio dial at 102.1
Wow.
FM. So, great visit there with Maureen Lofton. It's going to be a fantastic event coming up, and a lot of folks should be really excited about it. So.
Yeah, and it's great to hear about that spur that they're thinking
Yeah,
about doing
absolutely.
to Dallas. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, that could be really just another piece of the puzzle for Meridian as far as economic development. So,
Absolutely. Got to love it. So, phone lines are back open at 601-485-9191. We'd love to hear from you folks. Of course, we had a lot of different things we went over during the first hour. We talked about the shooting in great length.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there at the Dollar Tree yesterday, North Hill Street, talked more about the school bond issue. We'll get into more of that this hour. But we need to thank one of our great sponsors, just a couple of doors down from the Children's Museum, that being Adam, A&A Glass.
A couple of guys, a couple of doors down. That's right. A&A Glass, #1 glass replacement company here in town for 10 years running. They must be doing something right. Yeah. Go see them, 217 22nd Avenue or Sela Ward Parkway. Do you call it Sela Ward? Do you call it 22nd?
I'm still a 22nd Avenue guy.
22nd Sela.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somehow we can kind of combine the two.
Yeah.
In any event, you know where they are. 217 22nd Avenue, Sela Ward Parkway. Open 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. You got that little chip, the ding, the crack, that's going to get bigger, especially as the weather's going to get colder and then it gets warmer. It's going to expand, contract, and before you know it, you've got a huge crack. Well, replace your windshield or get it fixed today. Go see Adam and Adam at A&A Glass, 601-693-GLASS. And, of course, as we said, 2 doors down from the Meridian Children's Museum at 217 22nd Avenue.
Yeah, it's amazing, Charles. We got a phone call on the line here. We'll get to that in just a moment. But when we were mentioning the shooting earlier this morning, I had several people message me during that segment. We were talking about the shooting. We had a lot of phone calls react to it, obviously, and rightfully so. A lot of folks around that area, North Hill Street a lot, and especially that Dollar Tree and several other businesses in that area. But someone brought to my attention, how many different shootings have we had in that area, North Hills and Poplar Springs, here over the past, 6 months? Because we had the one on Poplar Springs where you basically had the...
Right, at the Country Boys.
Exactly. You had that one there. You had this one here. I mean, but like we said, it can happen anywhere.
Sure.
But here, frequently over the past 6 months, it seems like that part of town... I mean, a part of town you wouldn't expect. I mean, it could happen anywhere, but North Hills, in that area in Poplar Springs.
Yeah, so. I think the one at the other one at Country Boys was some sort of gang activity,
retaliation.
From what I understand. Yeah. So and so I think that we naturally kind of look at that and say, oh, that's not really a problem for us to worry about because we're not involved in gang activity. But it's still a shooting where someone was someone killed in that, or were
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's right. Yeah. So it still a murder, and regardless of the activities that they were involved with, it's still somebody pulling out a weapon and shooting somebody else. This one I think hits closer to home.
This one
because
hurts.
it's
bad.
It's a totally unrelated and random incident, and so we think, oh, it can happen to anybody, any of us or any of our loved ones, and so
I mean, my wife and I, we
different.
just stopped by there like a month ago just to just to grab a couple of things, just get in, get out, but this mom was thinking, I'm going to do that, and like Chuck said,
I was there
earlier,
on that corner twice yesterday, so I didn't just go through that intersection.
I mean, it's just like that is a heavily traveled road through this town. But yeah, it just like you said, you kind of have a loss for words at this point, especially when it comes to this particular situation, because we've seen, unfortunately, a lot more that have not gone reported. That happen all the time, because we have callers that call in. Hey, I've heard the gunshots all around my neighborhood last night. But yeah, it's
and we're complacent about those, and we say, wasn't my neighborhood. I guess we're all right. But and what we need to do is say, we need outrage at every incident like this, because it's going to hold the police department accountable and the justice system accountable, and say, wait a minute, why aren't we locking these kids up? Even if they're catching them, they're letting them go again. It's catch and release, and that doesn't make any sense. And that's why they're out on the streets committing these crimes.
So we talk a lot about the school bond issue. We talk a lot about education here on the show. We talk a lot about economic development. But what it all boils down to, it always comes back to the number one central issue here in Meridian, Lauderdale County: safety and security. Bottom line. So let's go to the phone line here on Mornings in Meridian. Hey, caller, good morning.
Good morning, true American patriot.
Yes. Well,
you're absolutely correct. This economic development and all the fantasy find me, jump me stuff and the education, it doesn't mean anything if the safety and security is not here. Here's something. This incident shows it can happen to anybody, anywhere, at any time. And we are fortunate to live in a free state where we have constitutional carry. No permit, no requirement, no fee. If you can legally carry that weapon, if you can legally own and possess that weapon, you can carry it. This should be a wake-up call. Now, you put priorities on stuff that doesn't matter. This matters. This could be your life or somebody you care about, and you're standing there defenseless because you were a dumb bunny and thought it wouldn't happen to you. I just love everybody. I'm a good person. I'm a good They throw dirt in folks' face like that every day. Because the evil people don't care about your little heart and your little soul. But one thing they will care about is that hot chunk of lead stuck in them. So you've got to make up your mind. You want to be a sheep, or do you want to be a lion?
I tell you what, my wife works literally right across the street from where this happened. And like I said, she has Mondays off, and I was thankful for that, obviously. But this can happen anytime, anywhere. Doesn't matter. But I'm gonna tell you what, that little lady I'm married to, she packs, and she's prepared.
And here's the deal: just don't go to the gun store and buy a pistol and a box of bullets,
exactly,
and load it and have false sense of security. Learn that weapon, learn the maintenance, learn the cleaning. Go actually do the live fire. Get some instruction on it. The person you throw down on, that probably ain't the first time they ever looked at the business end of a pistol. And they can pretty much tear it if you've got the stones to pull the trigger. And if you don't, you're probably going to get hurt or killed. Their police officers get hurt and killed all the time with their own service weapon out of hesitation. Now, have the psychology already done. You can get all the help, you can do all the kumbaya and praying and singing and psycho on this side of the dirt. But here's the deal. Like I said, you're responsible for your own security. This was before 9 o'clock in the morning on the busiest street in the entire damn county. Does anybody care about anything else out there at this point? We have descended into a dead-gum war zone. It's like you leave your house, you might as well be walking Point in Fallujah, man. Head on the swivel, hand on the gun. You pull up to the stop light or whatever, have it where you can get a hand on it, man. I just don't believe it's going to happen to me. Well, if that's your mentality, you tell it to Jesus when you check in. But I'm going to hope it don't happen to me. But if it does, I want to be the one standing. Spin the wheel or dump the mag. But we have got to take this city and this state and this country back from the filth and the criminal element. And we all know what it is,
Yeah.
but we've allowed it to get to this level. We've allowed it to get to this level. And the justice system is a failure. Put these people away. This ain't their first rodeo. That deal yesterday probably was an illegal stolen weapon or whatever, probably a felon, yada, 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 the same story, because they're not scared of being prosecuted and punished under the law. And it's a whole lot better to explain your situation to a grand jury than it is for them to throw 6 feet of dirt on top of you. I was in fear of my life and for the safety of others. That's all that needs to come out of your mouth. Roger that.
There we go. Can't disagree with much there, Charles. And of course, the woman that was shot yesterday had a 2-year-old in the vehicle, and thank goodness the child was not harmed. And I think her condition has improved since what happened yesterday. But Haz is right. I mean, this is right before 9 o'clock in the morning on one of. I mean, I'll go. It is the busiest street in Meridian. North Hill Street is the busiest street in Meridian. And of course, they've had some traffic back up there because they've been working there on your favorite intersection out there on 39, which we'll get into that here in just a minute.
Yeah.
But this happened at 8:53 in the morning on a Monday in Meridian, Mississippi, on the busiest street in our Queen City. I mean, I think enough said right there.
Yeah. So. Well, and I'd like to hear from the police chief and the mayor and see what they have to say about it, because I think that there's enough. Hopefully, there's enough outrage amongst the populace that something needs to be said. We need to address it and say, hey, we're looking for these guys, and when we catch them, we're going to prosecute them to the full letter of the law.
And you really deadgum hope.
Yeah.
Full letter of the law, because like he said, the judicial system.
But the problem is, as I said
there's
before,
so many levels of issues.
But as I said before, though, it's not just this one shooting. It's every shooting, and when we ignore the ones that happen in the in the hood, in the not so nice neighborhoods, then we kind of say, okay, well, that's that's isolated over there. It doesn't affect us. Yeah. Well, when we ignore them, then those people come out and commit crimes elsewhere. So we cannot. We have to make sure that they're held accountable for every crime that's committed, and the outrage should be there at every shooting.
Yep. So that was obviously a huge story here in Meridian yesterday. So we'll continue to follow it, and of course, praying for Mom right there.
Definitely.
And hope she recovers well. And you just hate that, because stopping there to get some birthday decorations for a party. And then that happens.
Sure.
So very sad stuff. So 601-485-9191. Let's thank one of our great sponsors. Folks, when it comes to roofing, Ready to Roof, well, they're ready to roll for you.
They are always ready to roof, always ready to fix your roof. And they're our local award-winning roofing company right here in Meridian. They've qualified as Master Elite Certified Roofers. Sounds pretty fancy, and it is. Only 2% of all roofing contractors in the nation have qualified as Master Elite Certified. And, of course, Ready to Roof has. They'll give you a free estimate. Just give them a call, 601-573-1150. Of course, they take out the hassle of working with your insurance company as well. They'll get you the best quote possible with the best warranty for the value of your home. You can check them out online as well at readythe2roof.com. They've got financing options available, too, and low monthly payments for that brand new roof. Give them a call today, 601-573-1150. Ready to Roof. They're ready to fix your roof.
Well, speaking of North Hill Street, last night we were coming home from an event. We were coming up North Hills, and we get up to 39, and we're like, oh, it's open.
Were you turning right on 39?
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it's open. But when I got to that portion of 39 in North Hills, I was like, okay, they opened it, but why did they make it this way?
The merge angle going onto 39 is like, you would hope for a soft angle so that you're angling into and merging.
But now it's sharp.
It's almost like a right turn. And so
and it's a yield too.
Why?
And people are going to roll through.
Well, it's always been a yield, but
yeah, it always
it's,
has been. Yeah,
but
to some people,
you would think that the idea of changing everything around would be to make it more efficient, but they made it more difficult. And what was the point of all the money they spent? I don't get it. Do you?
I don't either.
They didn't change anything. They just made it worse and said, "Okay, we're done." We spent $2 million, and
They made it a lot worse.
and now it's like, okay, you got to make a right turn instead of merging on, which would kind of, facilitate the flow of traffic through that intersection when you're turning right onto 39. But now it's like you're almost making a sharp right turn.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, cars are going to have to slow down significantly in order to make that time.
So it's not going to make that traffic flow any better right there because people are going to have to get that. I mean, it's going to make it worse.
Of course.
It's going to be accidents.
So let's spend
right
money
there.
to make it worse. It doesn't make sense. And I hope, I wish an engineer would call and explain why they did that way.
Yeah.
I hope that there's a reason. Because me, as a layperson who knows absolutely nothing about traffic engineering except for the fact that I drive in traffic, I think everybody thinks the same. It's, why did we do this? It doesn't.
And I know
I could have designed it better.
I noticed one thing at that intersection too: the timing of the traffic lights is off bad because like one side of 39, they'll have the turn signal going green to the left, they'll have all the other green, and then they'll do the same thing so the timing is off somewhere on those lights. And, of course, like you said, that portion right there when you're making that right onto 39 it's not the best of things. So
weird. Yeah.
The city of Meridian also has said that North Hill Street from Highway 19 north to Bounds Road will be closed this Thursday from 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Mississippi Power will be doing some power line construction, and the city will be doing electrical work during that time. Chandler Road, State Boulevard Extension, and State Boulevard are possible alternate routes drivers should take during the closure. Once again, that is this Thursday, 7 to 4. They'll have Highway 19, North Hill Street from Highway 19 north to Bounds Road will be closed. So, yay!
I guess we won't be going to that Walmart.
There you go. Oh, we got a couple of minutes left before Fox News. Hey, caller, good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Oh, we're just complaining about roads.
Nothing new. Yeah, same old.
You hit on a nerve that's been on one of my last nerves for long, and that's the communistic red lights in the city of.
Oh, aren't they? I mean, somebody needs to get on that because there's about 5 areas in Meridian that really, well, I can't say that word on radio, but anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, my conspiracy theory to this thing is people that are driving through on the interstate and they see all this traffic back. Oh, they got a lot of people live here.
Yeah.
I really wished I could talk to the idiots that they hired to time these traffic lights.
Amen.
And I'd like to talk to the idiot that hired them, let alone the idiots that were hired to time the lights. But it's communism. It's communism at its finest. But my conspiracy theory says that it's to make it look like there's a lot of people in the city of Meridian are coming into and going out,
My least favorite light in Meridian is the left going into the Sam's Club because that one's always jammed.
Yeah.
You can be coming into Meridian from south out there, and that road to nowhere coming down the hill will change. There won't be nobody around.
Nope.
Not a soul, except me.
They know you're coming.
That's right.
And then you come around by truckers, and that light will change on you.
Yeah.
The one to Bovita.
Yeah.
And then turn into Sam's if you're coming on toward the interstate. That
Yep.
next light will
You're right.
See,
turn direct.
they know you and you called them idiots, so now they're mad at you.
There we go. We got to run here. We got Fox News in just seconds. Appreciate you, though.
Y'all have a good day. God bless.
See ya.
Thanks, you too, man.
All right, here's some Fox News right now. Well, if she were still with us, she would have a birthday today, that being Olivia Newton-John. Of course, she passed away a year ago. She would have been 75 today. So play a little Olivia Newton-John as we roll back in this morning. Also, other birthdays on the list here on Mornings in Meridian. Jim Caviezel, of course, played in The Passion of the Christ, and, of course, the movie that is
He
really...
played Jesus.
He played Jesus. And, of course, The Sound of Freedom, which was...
Yeah, I didn't see that one yet.
I mean, the big movie of the year that really took a lot of folks by surprise. He's 55 today. Linda Hamilton, of course, she was in a lot of those Terminator movies. She is 67, and I believe she was married to James Cameron once upon a time. So
Really?
there you go. So, yes.
Probably got a nice divorce settlement for that one.
I think so. Also on the birthday list this morning, let's see. The late Lynn Anderson would have had a birthday today, 76. And from the tennis world, Serena Williams, 42 today.
Really?
So, of course,
Okay.
the Williams sisters had a pretty good run there on the
I'd
tennis
say,
courts.
yeah.
Pretty good run.
Pretty good run. That's one way to put
So
it.
there you go. So if you're celebrating a birthday, you share that birthday with those folks, and go out and get yourself something real nice today for your birthday.
Real
here.
nice, Clark.
Real nice, Clark.
nice.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
601.
That's coming. That's coming.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is 601-485-9191. We gotten caught up on all of our sponsors this morning.
We are completely caught up.
Wow.
I know.
It's a record.
The lights are still on. It's
I know.
amazing.
Look at
There it
that.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah, Roger Burke wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Go Ryder. No, keep talking. Never paying a sponsor.
All right, bond issue talk. Of course,
boy.
don't forget tonight, Clarkdale Gym there at the high school there. They're going to have another one of the open discussions.
Yeah. And it
with the
seems to
counties-
me that
yeah.
they've been getting kind of more, should I say, volatile in the last, as they progress.
Well,
so-
there's been a lot more questions.
The questions. That's what it is.
A lot more questions. Of course, we had a lot of folks yesterday bring up why not do a virtual day on Tuesday because of the safety concerns of opening up these campuses
Well,
for
safety
the vote.
concerns,
So-
but also the logistics of getting people in and out. I mean, with the schools, I mean, with the pickup, there's a very kind of narrow window when people can go and not have a line.
Yeah.
Well, not have a school line as far as pickup for kids.
Sure.
Who knows what the line will be like for just voters going through. So,
Still trying to decide what time of day I'm going to go vote.
6:57. I'm going to be rolling in.
Before they close.
That's right. Let me in.
But yeah, Clarkdale will have have a 6 o'clock open discussion meeting tonight with the county school folks, and then of course West Lauderdale Elementary on Thursday night at 6, and that's going to be all of them because we're a week away from the vote today. So let's go to the phone line at 485-9191. Hey, caller, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing good, sir. How about you?
Hey, every day's a good day. On your question or comment about the death trap, we used to call it the reckoning, but now when you merge onto 39, it's a death trap. You got a shorter merge than you had before.
Isn't that ridiculous how that they've done this?
I thought maybe they were at least going to make a longer lane so people wouldn't back in or rear end each other.
Yep.
Now it's going to back it up all the way to North Hill Street.
Yeah. I mean, well, insurance agents, get ready.
That's right.
There's going to be a lot of fender benders out there.
I mean, that's awful. I live at the very end, right before you get there, and we're having to go 10th Avenue now because we can't get out.
Jeez.
Another comment.
Yeah.
The city's 640 acres, if I'm not mistaken, that's a section, out across from the airport, which used to be the U.S. Fish Hatchery.
Mm-hmm.
And when the U.S. Fish Hatchery ceased, it was given back to Meridian. Well, they've been cutting timber there for a month, and there's over $1 million worth of timber. I wonder where that money's going.
Interesting.
Is that 16
Well, a lot of
section
that
land, or is that
property-
that's?
No, it belongs to the city.
Oh, it's the
So that's city
owned,
property.
okay.
Okay.
I thought it would be a great place to put all the ball fields. So when we have state games, everybody be in one spot.
Yeah.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Because 640 acres covers a lot of land.
Yes, sir, it does.
Sure, and $1 million can construct some ball fields.
A lot. I mean, I've noticed a lot of log trucks going in and out, going towards Alabama for the last month, and haven't heard anybody say anything about where the money's going.
Well, we've been.
Anyway, I'll hang up, and maybe somebody smarter than me, I know they're out there, can answer.
There you
Y'all
go.
have a good day.
Appreciate you.
All right.
All right. 601-485-9191. Well, the reason we don't know is because we've been so focused on the county with the school bond.
County and
the city's like
traffic
"Don't-
lights and-
Don't pay any attention to us.
see nothing. There's
Just
nothing
talk about
to see.
the county.
That's
Talk about the
right.
county. Don't talk about us. So, but that is interesting, though. I mean, that's a lot of acreage out there, and that that'll be a good spot for that. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah,
Especially if they're clearing it, then okay.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
shutting it up for it.
exactly.
Well,
So, but anyway, but yeah, we'll try to dig into some of that hopefully in the next few days. But getting back to the bond issue vote, of course, we did mention earlier this morning. We gave all the voting precincts to you earlier this morning, but once again, I know there still is confusion with some folks on this voting process, and I get that. And we can sit here and hammer this information home over and over and over and over again every single morning, but sometimes it does not work. But if you do have questions about the voting, not tax information,
no taxes.
Voting.
That's right. The taxes are going up. That's what tell you that.
that joke is for one person, and that's
There you
Donna
go, Donna Jill.
Donna
All
Jill.
right.
601-693-1683. That's 601-693-1683 if you have questions about the voting process. And the reason we're making a joke about this, WTOK had a report back on Sunday, and you heard a couple of callers reference that yesterday on the program. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think that the superintendent of education, Dr. Mark Kane, might have misspoke potentially. Emily Erickson, who did a fantastic job with the report, by the way, just giving facts out and basically all the information like we've been doing, asked this question, and this is kind of where our joke with Donna Jill about the voting
Right. She doesn't
comes
think it's
from.
funny, though, but
So,
we do.
oh, I know, but yeah, she's going to get me next time she sees me.
I know. I'm avoiding her.
But this was a question asked the other night, and this was the response here. So this is courtesy of WTOK.
And I'm looking at just some of my notes here, and then we'll get to the next question. Someone had submitted, I note that the election is not open to those in the city limits. There are a few exceptions, and we'll break that down later in the show. With that being the case, will taxes of those only that are eligible to vote go up with the tax increase? And will this affect the county and Meridian city limit residents?
Yeah, I would strongly suggest reach out to Miss Donna Jill's office downtown to really verify those because I definitely don't want to give any tax information or guidance to anyone that may be misleading or incorrect. So I would advise those that have questions to double check down there. They do a great job. Obviously they've been very busy and we appreciate their help in this, but I would just ask them to verify with them.
Oh.
But
don't do that.
I will speak for Dr. Kane in the school district.
Right.
Do not call Donna
Please
Jill
don't, no.
about tax questions.
Don't make Donna Jill angry.
That was referenced to us yesterday, and to be honest with you, in an interview portion like that, I think he just misspoke. I hope.
Yeah.
But if you have questions about taxes, do not call the circuit clerk's office, please. The only thing Donna Jill and her staff are going to tell you is basically what we've been telling you, and that is this voting process, your voter registration card, the precincts. That's all she's going to be able to answer as far as taxes go. She's going to be like, no dice.
Right.
It's not happening.
And he was right in one regard that she does a fantastic job,
Absolutely.
but not in regard to taxes. So it's all about voters.
So that's
Voter
just
registration.
so that's just kind of clarify that too. And like I said, I hope that was just and it happens with us here on our show. It happens to everybody,
Yeah.
and we just hope that was kind of a moment where the superintendent kind of misspoke right there because that is inaccurate. But we just wanted to kind of set the record straight on that. But yeah. The more we kind of go along, and I know we've heard this from callers, Charles, that when you go to these, a lot of folks had the fear if you go to all four of these meetings that they're having.
Wow, that's hardcore. If you're going,
If you go to all four, you are
you
definitely
get some kind of medal or something.
You
ought to
should- you should get
a
like a-
trophy.
a star or
t-shirt.
something.
I don't know.
But
baseball hat.
But I would be amazed, and I'm just curious if you do go to all four, what would the answers be? Like, would it be the same
Have
at
they
each
evolved?
one? Have they evolved a little bit?
Well, and we've seen the bond certainly evolve as we talked about school buses, and then that kind of came off. And so I think that I would hope that it hasn't, but I think that the message, this is kind of marketing. And so you kind of have to play to what your audience is essentially buying or not buying.
Yeah.
And so you have to maybe not change the message, but certainly you want to emphasize different points of the message that might resonate more with the community. So I don't think that the message has been changed per se, although I would say that the emphasis may have been changed. You know, so which would be that's a natural progression. I mean, it really is. When you realize what the public, what their opposition is, okay, then you've got to kind of not finesse things, but certainly, you know, as I said, emphasize different points of it to appeal more to the public.
In full transparency here on our show, coming up Monday of next week, the day before the vote, we are going to have a representative from the organization, the Taxpayers for Reduced Lauderdale County School District Spending, is going to be stopping by to see us next Monday. Of course, you've heard the advertisements here on WALT and various other media outlets, and we're going to have a representative from that organization stop by to visit us next Monday. And I'll say this too: I want to hear both ends of the stick here. We're going to have those folks on who are encouraging citizens to vote no. But if the county school district wants to schedule a time to swing back by and plead their case again for why folks need to vote for the school bond issue, Charles, you know how I am. Let's get both in here.
Definitely.
We're going to have those folks in Monday, and we'll schedule a time with the school district folks. Get them back in here.
Not necessarily the same time, because that might be a little contentious.
That would be awkward.
We like awkward, though.
Yeah.
But
I traffic in those waters. I love those waters.
The school board might not like that so much. But so either after that or on Friday or even Tuesday. I mean, Tuesday's a little bit after the.
It'd be the day of, day of the vote.
Certainly Friday or Thursday.
Absolutely. So that invitation is always open. I know Roger ran into some of the representatives at the school board, not the school board, but the school district, rather, at a Rotary Club meeting not too long ago, and he sent out the invitation to them, too. So, but
Good.
I'll do the same thing here live on the radio.
If I see him as well, then I will certainly extend that.
Love to have them on here. That way they can, tell us why we need to vote yes.
Sure, and they feel strongly about it.
Yeah.
So, state it.
Because I think we
Preach.
Well, I mean, we offered that same thing to all of the candidates back during the primaries and the runoffs, and we were fair to everybody. And
we're fair and balanced.
And we're going to be fair and balanced on this, too. So no matter how you think.
We got to coin that. What do you think?
I think Fox is
whatever.
Fox, nobody cares.
They stole it from us.
601-485-9191. Got just a few minutes left here in Mornings of Meridian. We're going to take a break, pay off the rest of our bills so these lights and all these computers can still work. And there you go. And we'll be back in just minutes. And no particular reason, just like it. Little Oak Ridge boys here as we roll back into our final segment here on Mornings in Meridian. Of course, got Glenn Beck on the way at 9, followed by Clay and Buck, the great Sean Hannity. Of course, Joe Pags on your drive home a little bit later on. 601-485-9191. Going to go back to the phone line here. Hey, caller, welcome in.
Yeah, I had one comment on the bond issue.
Yeah.
Don't forget, as far as what taxes cost you in Lauderdale County, don't forget this last year the supervisors did a ridiculous 4 meals of new taxes at one time. I think that was a record. I don't think it's ever been done before. 4 meals at one time on top of a $50 million new courthouse annex that's got to be paid for. So, $1 million here, $1 million there. Before you know it, you're talking about some real money, So
That's right. Let's all go.
everybody get out here and go to work and pay for the ones that won't work and pay for these supervisors' trucks. They nice.
I'm just going to go get a Powerball ticket. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me know how that turns out for you.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, appreciate
We'll be here tomorrow. That'll tell you.
Exactly. Yeah. How's that $800 million going to look at my account? It's going to be the $800 you'll spend on them darn tickets.
Yeah,
So,
well,
but anyway,
$2, but
yeah, well, some people spend a lot. Did you ever get in a line behind somebody with that?
No, what we do is if it gets up to if it's worth our while, if it's more than say $500 million, then we'll pull some tickets to the restaurant and everybody put in $10 or something like that. Then I'll send someone else to the store. You go buy them.
You go buy them. I tell you what, that thing's up $800 million. We're talking real money.
Real money.
That's real money,
man.
All right, let's go back to the phone line before we get out of here. Hey, caller, good morning.
Hey, good morning, y'all. I
Morning.
just wanted to share a funny with everybody out there.
We need a funny before we wrap up here.
Yeah. There's a bumper sticker on a car yesterday. I saw it says, "Honk if parts fall off." I thought that was a pretty good one.
That is good. I like that.
Like, I need to find out where they got that and put one on my car or truck or whatever. But
I'm going to
Zane can make one.
I might just run around town and search for it and then just roll my window down. Hey, where'd you get that?
And on the downside, on the Biden side.
Oh boy,
parts falling off.
Our illustrious president doesn't have time to go visit the poor people in Ohio from the train wreck, and God forbid it interrupt his vacation to Hawaii, but he's got time to join the picket line today.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure does.
Yeah, that ought to tell everybody out there where that man's priorities are.
Sure.
And, I'm just amazed. You haven't got time for the people, but if it's a voter base, or I guess if you're union, you're going to vote Democrat no matter what. But, but he's got time to do that. Yeah. But anyway, I just noticed that on Fox News this morning. I'm like, yeah, well, that's pretty much par for the course, yeah.
Right, exactly.
I wonder what his reception is going to be. I think traditionally unions have voted Democrat, but I think that we've seen a swing with a lot of them, kind of leaning towards the right. So he may not have the reception that he hopes he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish somebody had a big old rotten tomato,
or a case of them, maybe. Yeah.
No, he'll just trip on his own feet and
That's true.
won't have to do anything.
Eat some ice cream. Yeah, smell some hair.
Yeah, that's right.
Gosh.
Well, y'all have a good one. I
you
just thought
too.
I would put that in before y'all rolled it up for the day.
All right, appreciate you, my friend.
it.
Be careful out there.
Have a good one.
All right, bye-bye. 1-485-9191. Yeah, Biden is scheduled to go to Michigan today to walk the picket line.
Right, okay. Good.
Key word is, can he walk?
To stumble on the picket line.
So,
yeah.
real quick, too, of course, tomorrow night is going to be the second presidential debate on the GOP side. Doug Burgum is going to be a part of the lineup.
Kind of like him,
Yeah, he's going to be a part of the lineup, and Hutchinson has not met the qualifications. There's a little bit more of a, you have to have so much donor base and all this kind of stuff. But, of course, Trump's not going to be there. Has no reason to debate tomorrow night, which he can't anyway because he did not sign the pledge. But
is Pence going to support Trump if he's the nominee?
Yeah, he signed it.
But okay, so you sign it. So what?
Yeah.
I'm not supporting him now. I mean, what? It's a worthless piece of paper.
It's kind of like a football player that says, "I'm going to commit to this university right now."
yeah, the commitment.
I swear,
I'm
gonna
decommitting.
I'm going to go play football there. I'm committing right now.
I'm going to decommit.
And then a month later, when they go for their little signing ceremony, what did they say? They ain't going there. What happened? So
we got the 5 hats in front of him.
So
Which one will he choose?
So the pledge doesn't really mean a whole lot.
It means nothing. Of course, it's stupid though. Why would you even do that? I mean, come on.
But I love the setting. They're going to have it tomorrow night. They're going to have it at the Reagan Library. I thought that was
Cool.
that is a great setting for the second GOP debate. Of course, they're going to have it on the Fox Business Channel. I think they're going to simulcast it on Fox, the big Fox News, tomorrow night as well. So you'll have, I believe, 7 on stage tomorrow night in that debate. So it'll be a lot of. Probably the same of what we got the first go around.
Yeah.
A lot of talking over each other, which that's debates, period. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So, well, that's going to wrap up the show today, folks. Charles, hope you have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Definitely. We'll see you tomorrow.
Absolutely, folks. Roger,
maybe
scheduled.
Yeah, don't bet on it.
Yeah, to be here tomorrow. Folks, have a good one. Glenn Beck is next. And what do we always say? Buy local.